start the recorder. Let me put some of Mike's pictures up. Yeah, that's a lot of snow.
Hey,
Yep.
yeah, that's since 11 o'clock last night.
Let me get, there's more, so let me take that
Well,
one.
over 2 days, we're gonna get 2 feet out here.
Wow, that's a lot. And
Hey,
Bye.
Hey, Bill.
how y'all?
Snake, there's someplace called Aspen Springs. It's gotten about close to 4 feet, and I have no idea where Aspen Springs is in Colorado.
I don't either.
Never heard of it until the news mentioned it today.
Yeah, I
Well,
just
we
saw your
Here I am.
pictures, Mike. It looks like Tom already downloaded them, so
Look.
I don't have
Yeah.
to.
Rick, the main man, Rick.
Yeah, Bill, I just thought you guys might get a kick out of
oh, yeah.
seeing some different weather than you're used to.
Yeah, we don't have much weather like that here.
Yeah, oh my goodness. That's
We don't
now.
have as much here as we used to either. I remember a snowstorm in December of 2006 that I was working for a home building company out east of Parker where I lived, and by 9:30 I realized I needed to get out of there. I didn't think I was going to make it home. I was
Wow.
snowed into my house for about 4 days after that.
Like, is that now, that picture?
Is that what?
Is that current? I mean, today?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's this afternoon.
Good Lord. That's beautiful.
It's
However,
beautiful.
as long as you stay inside.
Is that
Yeah.
rare for March there?
Yeah, well, this is what they call the pi storm. You know, for pi for 3.14. The last big storm we had was 3 years ago right now. A total of about 27 inches down here in the metro area.
And y'all could have that. Well, I'm sitting up here with shorts.
I'd love to send you some of it, Barry.
Yeah,
81
t-shirt,
degrees.
t-shirt. What about you, Snake? You got it over there, Snake?
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Wow.
2 feet.
Snake's probably about 25 to 30, maybe at the most 40 miles west of me. I'm out on the plains east of Denver, and you're right in the foothills, aren't you, Snake?
Right. I'm just 10 minutes from going up in the mountain.
Yeah. Well, and
Wow.
I-70's been closed from Golden to Silverthorne since last night.
Yeah.
Well, there's no getting out of my driveway.
We may get a little bit of rain tomorrow,
You
or a couple of inches of rain, maybe.
don't have to shovel that.
No. Good grief. It's beautiful to look at.
Yeah, it is. As long as you don't have to go out in it. And
Hey,
I remember all the years when I was still working where I'd be out in that crap, having to
trying
do
to drive.
something, one thing or another, and driving around in it for sales jobs and stuff.
Goodness.
That's probably about 16 to 18 inches, but that bench faces north, so it comes in there and drops against that tree and down on the bench,
Wow.
the swing.
You could have that shit.
Yep.
Amen, Barry.
We got it.
Goodness
A lot of
gracious.
snow.
Hey, in the 60s, I was praying for that kind of snow in July, man, when I was skiing, but I can't ski anymore.
Good Lord.
Kathy's been knocking the snow off our trees and the bushes and shoveling driveway, and it's a mess.
You New Orleans guys, you remember when I was married to Karen, her mother and stepfather lived up in Red Wing, Minnesota for a while.
Oh, yeah.
And they had to have people come and somehow or another remove all the snow off the roof, or they would crush the house. It was so much up there.
Well, I'm from Minnesota originally, Rick, and I remember we left there when I was about 9, but I remember some of the winters on the farm in the old country schoolhouse. Went to country schoolhouse with one teacher and 8 grades and about 30 students the first 3 years of school. And I remember some of the snowstorms, and it's changed a lot. And they still get some nasty weather up there in Minnesota. We've got relatives there, but it's not like it was 10 years ago, or even 20 years ago, or certainly 60 years ago.
Well, my hometown in Iowa had a lot of farmers with front end loaders. They took care of a lot of that.
Yeah, and we weren't on a county road, so it wasn't plowed in the big storms, but we'd get lucky every now and then. A farmer down the street would take milk out to the highway on a sled behind horses and give us a ride. Otherwise, we had to walk. And that's a true story. That's not just the bullshit that, oh, well, you claim you had to walk 20 miles uphill
Barefoot-
both ways to school and
barefoot
back.
back.
Yeah.
Barefoot.
What state was that, those farms in,
Minnesota for me.
Iowa for me.
Iowa? God, that reminds
For
me of
me,
the old
Minnesota
story
was
about.
about 100 miles west of the Twin Cities.
Mm.
Well, you get anything,
Can't
David?
believe
Like
this, but
that?
it reminds me of an old
No.
story. How do you tell the difference between do you know the difference between an epileptic Iowa corn farmer and a hooker with diarrhea? Well, the epileptic Iowa corn farmer shucks between fits.
God.
That's a good one.
Oh, boy.
I gotta
I'm
remember
sorry.
that
Some
one.
of these are just stream of consciousness meetings. I'm sorry. It's just
That's good.
That's
That's
what
all right.
it
You're
is.
excused this time, Bill.
yeah, okay.
I saw the light. I moved to Colorado. More snow.
But I got some pictures Barry sent to me too. I have to get to them. Let's see. It was
Yeah.
mostly some,
On my phone this morning, picked a few out and sent them to you. I don't know how.
yeah, I got a chance to download them. They're mostly, in fact, they all are pictures from the 50th reunion.
Right.
Pictures, you know.
That's the frame I went to in my phone, my photo
Right.
album. Picked
Okay.
about 10 out.
Let me just get to them here. Share screen. Here we are.
There you go.
There's Barry.
Picture.
Yeah,
Not bad, huh?
yeah. Yeah. I remember that,
That Colonel Parker.
yeah. Barry wrote on the bottom of it featuring Barry Foulon.
Now at the top, it says Joel and who? Joe.
Joe Cicala.
Sakala.
Yeah, he actually, was he the manager of the hotel we stayed at?
Yeah, he was a partner in the hotel and,
Yeah.
and
In
the
the
on-site
hotel.
manager.
And he also produced this whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was the problem that we couldn't take pictures during the concert. I had to sneak them. Because he just didn't want pictures taken.
I think that was tied into Carnegie Hall's rules and requirements, wasn't it? But somebody got a videotape of the whole thing.
But he was the liaison between us and Carnegie.
Yeah.
That was the deal.
Oh,
He
Nice.
I don't know if I have it in this little folder, but I do have he introduced Joel and it was right after the concert. He had a long speech about, he talked about how he and Joel, or how Joel helped Joel get the whole thing together. And he's really a funny guy. He gave a really fun talk about that. And what got me is because it looks like he had hired photographers, but I've never seen any of those pictures. A lot of the video that I shot while I was there, there was photographers walking around all over the place, and I don't know what happened to the photos. And
I agree, because I saw him taking pictures and we never saw them.
Yeah. Okay, well, here's another one. Let's let me get to it. Well, Tom, I think you said you had got some videos too.
Well, I tried them with Barry and you can't hear it.
Oh, okay.
that's a good picture
Yeah, Barry and Peter.
Yeah.
Peter.
Yeah.
in the bar at the Holiday Inn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Spent a lot of time there. It was quite nice.
Yes, it was a fun place for jam sessions and just hanging out.
Sorry, I have a little thing on here.
How long has Peter been gone?
Oh,
Just passed away this year.
Yeah. Just about 2 months ago, so.
A couple of months ago, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
He's
his
a nice
name,
guy.
it's
Nice.
screwed. His name has always been screwed up. I had to redo it every time I sent the invitation out. And now it still pops up and I have to erase it. So it's like every time I know that he's dead and I go, oh man, too bad.
Oh,
That's good.
Now that's,
that's a motley crew.
but the woman is, what's that, the guy we were just talking about, his wife,
Kathy Goodleaf.
Kathy Goodleaf, and she used to run Harry Lip Productions for Murata.
She was fantastic.
Murata was the head of Harry Lip, but she did all the work.
Yeah, she was fantastic. She was great.
And when I was with the show band, she was the main person that I kept in contact with.
Hey, who had that picture? Bill, was that your picture or was that yours, Tom?
These are ones Barry sent to me.
That was, I
Can
found
you
it in
send
my
that one to
phone.
me?
Yeah, I can forward it to you. Not a problem.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I found that in my phone. I went, like I said, I went to albums, went to October of that year and found a whole bunch of pictures. I just picked about 10 of them and sent them to Billy.
There's
Oh,
two
yeah,
guys
sure.
originally from the
Yeah.
Denver club, Gentry
Yeah.
and Condrey.
And Dennis
Yeah.
Condrey.
Yeah. Haven't seen him in a while either.
No, well, there's not much going on around here. You know about Queen City at El Rancho on the 4th Saturdays of the month, Snake?
You didn't know that.
4th Saturday of the month, they start at 4 o'clock. I think they'll be there on the 23rd at El Rancho. I'm gonna go up there. I'm gonna try to go.
Of course, now, since these are Barry's pictures, he's in all of them, you understand? I'm not
Wasn't in the last-
favoring anybody here.
I wasn't in the last one.
Oh, you weren't? Okay.
Peter Babcock.
Yeah. Looks like he's got a little bottle of something around his neck.
Yeah, I forget what he carried in that, and he's got it up above that. He's got a string tie with a little bitty washboard on it,
Mhm.
wooden washboard.
Yeah,
Oh, you know
that's
what there
cool.
was in that bottle was little bubble stuff to blow little bubbles.
Oh, okay. In case you want to go all Lawrence Welk on him or something,
Yeah,
He did that occasionally on the stage, started blowing bubbles.
yeah.
huh? Yeah. I don't know if we played that song very much at the Mustache, did we? I'm Forever Blowing Bubbles. Oh.
No, not that I
We did
remember.
in New Orleans. That was Peter Villanitas used to play a tuba solo while I was changing the string.
Okay.
When I broke a string, Peter would go in on for ever blowing bubbles, just a tuba solo.
That's funny.
If you could imagine that ball, bum, 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 bum.
Everybody blow along. Okay.
The trombone player on the left, the one in the blue shirt's Charlie Borneman.
And Herb Roselle.
That's
Roselle.
Herb Roselle. Okay,
I see some of Chris there.
Yeah,
yeah.
Gentry, Micah.
Yeah.
I think that's Joe
Dirt
Dirt on the
He's
washboard
still
behind
traveling.
Charlie. And that's Joe Terra's washboard.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm just going through photos here.
Dog some food to shut up.
Oh, this is from the. Let's see.
There's a pair to draw to.
Yeah.
All right.
I think when Father Roger was hearing confessions, I think.
The bishop and the parish priest.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I think that's all that Barry sent to me. But I've got some more stuff. You got anything, Tom? You trying to
Who'd
pop
say,
up?
Chris?
Well, pulling out.
Hey guys, sorry
Hey,
I'm late.
Chris,
All right. You were just in a picture.
I was.
yeah,
Hey,
From
Chris,
Was that
You
from
want-
Carnegie?
That was from Carnegie. I can put it back up again.
No, it's all right. I've seen myself at Carnegie.
Yeah.
hey, Chris, you want some snow?
I'm sorry?
You want some snow?
yeah. Chris,
No.
you should be in Colorado today. We got lots of great snow. It's fun
Do
times,
you?
man.
Oh man. Oh, look at that crowd.
There's
Yeah, man.
Snake and Chris and Dalton Diamond.
Wow.
That's Snake before he started looking like Sasquatch.
And that's all the way to the left is Dave Weibel.
Yeah, and on the right, is that Mike Vignola?
Yeah, that's Mike.
Who's the guy on
Good
Washington?
shot. I've never seen that shot.
Yeah,
Good one.
These are just, I just picked some random shots to put up besides the one Barry sent me. So we just keep throwing them up there. And
There's two washboard players. One is Bob Vanacek's old girl. What's her name?
Danny Sullivan.
Danny.
Danny. And then that guy is the
Dalton
guy
Diamond.
Diamond, yeah. I
Yeah,
wonder
the
what
only
was,
way you can tell it's Danny is by the hair, which
Yeah.
is very light behind.
well,
what's his
but I
face?
remember she was wearing a short sleeve shirt, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
Danny was great.
she was,
She passed
I don't
away
know.
about 3 or 4 months ago.
yeah. I don't know if I ever told you guys the story about when I was my first assignment was to Philadelphia, but I used to go with Sonny Helmer on the weekends to go and play in Summers Point. And when I was there, it's the first time I played with Bob Vanacek. He was playing lead banjo there, and I used to spend on the boardwalk in Summers Point, or in there was another town just over the bridge or whatever it was. Anyway, one of the stores that I went into, Danny worked in. And she was always so nice to me when I went in there, just because she knew I was a mustache guy. And I just always remember her pleasant attitude and warmth, and it was great
Yeah,
to get
she
to
was-
know her.
She was great, Chris. She was very
Her
fun
name was-
person on the washboard concerts. We always called her the Energizer Bunny because she had so much energy on stage. We had
Yeah.
one-
And I always called her Gunny.
Gundle
Ready?
was her name.
Yeah, Gundla was her real name, but everybody knew her as Danny. So to hell with the
Yeah.
Gundla stuff. Because everybody knew her as Danny. I knew her for years before I ever knew her real name was Gundle.
Yeah, I just knew because that's the way that Bob referred to her, as Gunny.
Okay, well, I tried to get the videos from John to work, but I played them for Barry and they don't sound very good. So
Not yet, huh?
Mm-hmm.
in a minute, I'm gonna go back to a John video from when he was alive.
here's something I think it was at the New York Club. Some flyers.
The world's worst banjo.
Yeah. I don't know if y'all can read them, but avoid the draft, close our door firmly behind you, and relish the warmth of our smiles. Heroine and hero alike find favor with our performances. Villains will not be admitted. And one of them says, pot belly, shake off the pounds with laughter. Fat chance you won't have fun.
That's good.
Who came up with these things?
I don't know. They were somebody just sent a picture. I'm assuming it must have been you think it was promotions in New York because it has the New York address, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I just was pulling out stuff that we hadn't seen in a while, or if ever. So,
Never seen those.
Wait a minute, Dale.
yeah. You got that video, Tom? You want to try it out?
Here it comes.
Never have made all the money. I wouldn't be sitting here in this luxury.
John, I never figured out how the hell you found the places to book us. The Kentucky State Fair, right behind the elephant shit.
It's easy. Oh, here, give it back. Now, I want to tell you something. This is the man that I learned how to play a banjo from. Charlie Gimberton. He showed me the key, the strings. Charlie Gimberton and it's a dog. And that's, he said, that's all you have to know. Now, all you gotta do is practice. So I practiced about a day, and I said, this is crazy. I'm making more money booking the band rather than a play. But I said, it was unbelievable. With the mustache, with hairy lip, it was good. It really went well. And then, you know, the whole thing was starting to die out. You know, the rock and roll was coming in. So I got into the rock and roll business. I did a lot of other things. But then I lost my eye, and I said, I only could see half the world. So I might as well leave. I don't see half the people. But I tell you, the people I met were some of the really craziest people I knew. And to this day, my heart always feels good when I think of it. And then Chris here, I even bought his books. If you guys want to cook, learn how to cook, on Amazon, that's fantastic, and they're cheap. But the cooking in there is great. I know cooking. His cooking is good.
I learned everything I know from Russell.
Jesus.
Are you kidding me? John, what was the second club to open? What opened after Boston?
Huh?
What club opened after Boston?
Cape Cod. There was a place out in Cape Cod.
Cape Cod.
And later on, they opened a second one in Cape Cod. The first one in Cape Cod was really great. It had a chicken. They called it the chicken coop where everyone lived, and then they had a pond on the grounds, and then they had a big. It was really a beautiful place. But then
Beautiful club.
Yeah.
My kids stayed upstairs and they were being their jammies and peek over the little balcony and wave to the people downstairs.
Yeah.
Where was that, tennis court? Yeah.
Tennis court.
The hell out of you. I scared the hell out of you.
You know, the Cape Cod Club, the first one was in Harwich.
Orange Port.
It wasn't Harwichport because that was on the water. We were inland, and that pond John describes was the biggest lake on Cape Cod, biggest freshwater body of fresh water on Cape Cod. And I managed that club the first year, and it was my office. Well, let me start with the story. It was an old building from the 30s. It was built during the Depression, and it was a speakeasy during Prohibition. And my office, which had a full view of the entrance, had a secret passageway out through the closet that got me down into the parking lot and headed me out if the federal. I discovered it one afternoon. It was really funny. But the club was great, and we did have a chicken coop outside where we slept upstairs. I had the only suite that was next to the bathroom. So, although midnight calls, I had easy access. A lot of guys didn't. And it was really quite a spot. We had a great time. We made a lot of money too.
What happened with that first club? Why did it change?
I don't know. John, do you know the story of why it closed?
I can't imagine.
There's a big fire. The whole thing burned down, and I think that the first summer after that, they had a huge white tent in the back. And then from there, they moved down to Dennisport.
Wow.
Great stories.
You know, if your father's mustaches would have been built fireproof, we'd probably still be out there.
You never know.
Okay. Now, this is a video that we've all seen many times, but it's worth the trouble. Hold on.
If you're talking, excuse me, Donnie. Excuse me. My dick died 5 years ago, 6 years ago. It just died. It died. No, I had a very nice. Did you have a service card? Yes, I was gonna say I had a a very nice viewing. There was nice food. It was nice. And I said, I asked my doctor, I said, what do I do now? He said, does the word the mean anything to you? Because that's all it's good. No.
I got,
To give you. He tried to
Listen.
give you. I'm sorry, ladies, but this is, when you
Put a
get to
sock
our
in.
age,
it's
that's
the
all you
same
talk about.
thing. Put a sock in it, it's the same thing. Put a sock in it.
No. You put a sock.
I got it.
I'll put in a Hebrew national salami. This, oh, no. We have people who are dating, we have people who are dating who are older than dirt. They're older than dirt. They're holding hands. What the hell do I know what they're doing?
That way they don't fall over. That's what I heard.
All right, I just always enjoy that one.
Yeah,
There were two characters.
I tell you, he could have had a stand-up act if he didn't want to. He could have had a stand-up act in Vegas or something, or in the Poconos, you name it. But here's a little something from a flyer from Point Pleasant.
Here's night every Tuesday. Huh.
I know they were talking about it. So how long was that? Was Point Pleasant the one that burned down, or was it Cape Cod?
They said the first Cape Cod burned down.
Okay.
Hmm.
Went around. There it is. Okay.
Hey,
Jim,
Yeah.
Afternoon, guys.
how
How
are
you
you?
doing, Jim?
Hey, good.
Yeah.
Sorry to be late. We had to get Mother's car down to get it fixed, so there you go. Errand of mercy.
So I pulled up some of Chris's reunion pictures.
Cool.
There we go.
Oh, Dennis Riley. Peter Babcock. Riley was a hell of a spoon player and a hell of a talented guy, but his big problem was booze, but my goodness, the guy was an unbelievable spoon player.
Who's the clarinetist back there?
There's no clarinetist.
Yeah, far right.
Underneath the balloon.
Oh, I can't see him here.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was
Peter
probably
Bab-
87.
Peter Babcock looks like he's in television, or excuse me, in high school.
Yeah,
Jesus.
that was probably the 87 reunion down in that bar in the alley on Friday night.
Yeah, it's 87 down in the basement of
Yeah.
this building.
Okay.
Let's see. Another oldie but goodie. Let's see.
Yeah, Connecticut, great Connecticut Jazz Festival. You remember that, Gim?
Very well, yeah.
That was a lot of fun. We did that YFM reunion band for what, 3 or 4 years in Connecticut?
Yeah, we did. It was good fun. It was a nice way to assemble the crowd.
Yeah,
An outdoor setting in good weather with
too damn many washboard players.
scourge of the earth, those people.
Yeah, I see 2 banjos and 4 washboards. Something's wrong here.
That's a little out of balance, ain't it?
Well, there's at least 3 banjos because there's Gim and Joel and Joni. And
Oh,
there's
yeah,
1,
that's
2,
right.
3, 4,
Oh,
at
yeah,
least
Johnny.
5 washboards. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, at least 5 washboards.
Yeah.
Wow.
I wonder
Those
if
were fun
the
festivals,
washboard
Jim,
players
those
up there
years
would
ago.
even bother to make thimbles anymore.
Those years that Connecticut Jazz Festival happened, they were really fun festivals.
Yeah, they were good. The ones at Sunrise Resort I enjoyed. They were great.
Yeah, that was a great place for a festival.
It's like a Boy Scout camp for old people. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that had originally been built as a Jewish or something like that, resort and playhouse, and then became Catholic or something like that, or what?
The religious part, I don't know, but yes, it was a resort of some sort.
Yeah,
for-
but it was a
for-
wonderful place for a festival because you were in just one area and with several venues, and once you got in the gate, you could go to any of the venues, and there's some great ones, except when it rained. Remember some of those rainstorms, Gim?
Very much.
Not nice.
They'd come over the hill and suddenly you're underwater. It's funny, weird. Yeah. Yeah, that was one of the best places to have a festival because there was enough space between the tents that the music wouldn't bleed into one another.
Yeah, and they
at
had
the
some old buildings that they used as well that were like that place where the the Mustache Reunion Band was.
That was
Yes,
the
Herb.
That was the clubhouse, yeah. Herb Roselle is a young man. Look at that. My goodness. Wow.
I knew him
Okay.
younger than that. I knew when he first got married. As a matter of fact, his first job with the Mustache was with me up in upstate New York, near Albany, Troy, New York, at the Hendrick Hudson Hotel. And they made a little Mustache club up there. And
Really? Goodness.
and I had John McLernan and Herb Roselle and Jerry Garcia on the washboard.
Oh, sure. That's
Before
a,
going to the Grateful Dead.
that's a nice band.
I was wondering.
Have a good time with that.
Oh, we did. Oh, yeah. I can't remember if there was another banjo player or not. They may not have been. We might have been one banjo.
Yeah, he sent me to the Catskills a few times and the Friday night, Saturday night thing at that ski resort. What the hell was the name of it?
Hunter Mountain.
It was a hotel at Hunter Mountain, yeah.
Yeah.
Or a motel.
That was great up there.
Yeah, but I never knew who the hell was coming with me.
Yeah, I'm not sure who this is here. He's kind of really got a grip on that tuba with his mouth, though.
Yeah, that's
That's Gannett, isn't it?
That's Gannett.
Yeah, that's what I thought, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Dave Gannett and his Helicon.
he's probably the best I heard.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a great, marvelous tuba player.
Yeah, he's probably the best I ever heard.
What kind of tuba is that? I've never seen one.
That's a Helicon.
Helicon, yeah.
One of the more fun musical things I ever heard was the Sacramento Jazz Festival, probably 20 years ago. Was Sousaphones from Hell. It was Red Lear and Dave Gannett with Jeannie Kittrell and John Becker, just doing Gannett and Red Lear trying to outdo each other, and it was unbelievable in a beautiful old theater in old Sacramento, downtown Sacramento. And they're all gone now except for Gannett, and he's gone in other ways maybe, but he's still on the planet.
You're being
He
kind.
was part of Steve Yoakum's band for a long time.
Oh, the Black Dogs, yeah, he was part of the original Black Dogs.
Yeah.
He fit right in that crew. He really did. The Mustache, if you think about it, had some absolutely superb tuba players. I mean,
Yeah.
if you start with Gannett, then you go to McLaren, that's pretty good too, you know. And
Bargeron.
Howard Johnson, who was absolutely superb, absolutely
Yeah.
superb.
Well,
Bobby
Neil Tidwell played with the Philharmonic in New Orleans.
Neil Tidwell was fabulous.
Bill Clark in Denver's pretty good.
Bill Clark, exactly. You're making my
But I
point.
still think this guy Gannett, man, he's
He's unbelievable.
top. I mean,
Well,
Palladium was good too. Yeah.
Well, I was going to mention Sam. He was Sam and Gannett were classic musicians as well. I mean,
Yeah.
Gannett did his time with the Boston. I don't want to get this wrong, but I think he played with the symphony in Boston for a while. I think.
And in Mexico, Jim, in Mexico for a while too. If you look at his old Facebook page and stuff, he talks about having played with tuba with a symphony in Mexico.
Well, played with is, it can be an elusive term. That might mean doing one gig as a feature, but if you stay with them for a couple of years, then that really is significant, because that means you're world
Yeah.
class.
Well,
And
and
I think
Lear,
Gannett and Falafian, I think, are in that league, or were in that league.
well, Red Lear, who was a monster sousaphone tuba player out of St. Louis, worked at the Mustache in St. Louis for a while. He was that concert with he and Gannett that one night in Sacramento was just unbelievable.
And Neil Tidwell was in the New Orleans Symphony. He taught at Loyola University, tuba. But his big thing was every month he'd fly to Chicago to take a lesson with Arnold Jacob, who was considered the predominant tuba player in the world at the time.
Interesting.
You know, so he became the student with Arnold Jacob.
Palafian came to Pittsburgh some years ago to be on the Fred Rogers show, and he did a little feature about him, and I got to have lunch with him and pal around just for that little time that he was here to do that segment.
Well,
Those 4, 5, 6 guys we're talking about, they were absolutely phenomenal. And you're right, Jim. The Mustangs had them.
How about Bob Stewart too?
Bob Stewart was terrific. Nice man, great player. Yeah.
But
His son
probably
is
about 20 years ago, Palafian and Frank Vignola did a little duo concert in Boulder, Colorado. And they had a CD out called Traveling Light, and it was really good.
They did that for a couple of years. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have their record. It was really nice.
It was very good. I've donated that to a museum here in Denver, but it's very good.
Sam organized and played with the Empire Brass Quintet too, and I've seen them a couple of times. I saw them a couple of times, and they were wonderful. That was world class as well. Yeah, we were lucky. We had some great tuba players. Mark was no slouch. Mark Heater was no slouch either.
Well, you know what? We were lucky because we've known a lot of really, really nice, wonderful, cool people and damn good musicians over the years.
True.
Of all kinds. Waiters, bartenders, musicians, and everything. So we're all real lucky.
Yep.
Who would this violin player be?
No idea.
I know I see Bob Adams. I see John Gill.
Yep.
Joe Terra.
Mark Heater,
Jerry Cool.
Cool.
Right? Jerry Cool, yeah.
Nobody knows who the violin player is.
Yeah,
No,
I think that,
no
I
idea.
think that's Doug Kershaw's cousin Kenny.
Yeah,
Maybe he just sat in.
I'm just joking. I don't know who that is.
entirely possible.
Somebody identified him when you first put that photo up when we had a bigger group here. Somebody knew who he was. It was a one-off that he came up and played the tune. That's all.
Well, it looks like he's talking through his penis, so.
Yeah. What's it? He want to do a solo.
Is Jerry Cool still around?
I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't know. He used to pop up in the Union magazine once in a while. I was writing an article on something or other, but that was a while ago. I haven't seen or heard anything about him in a while. He was very active in the Union.
Look at Bob Adams' tie. That was different.
Yeah.
Looks like Wyatt Earp.
Johnny Gill's wearing a string tie.
Yeah.
Johnny Gill looks like he's serving at a soda fountain right now.
Looks like he's 17. Looks like he's 10 years old.
Yeah.
Were we ever really that young? I don't know.
Problem is we're too old to remember when we were that young.
Yeah. What's your name again? I forget.
What's my name again?
Well, whenever we start doing these meetings and we put up pictures and nobody knows who any of them are.
Then we'll know it's time to stop.
Yeah.
Well, so true, so true.
Here's us.
Yeah, look at that.
That's a good
That's a
one.
that's a good picture.
Nice.
Yes, it is.
Kent, Tom, and Bill.
Yeah.
That's a nice picture.
That's the first time I had laid eyes on either Tom or Kent in, God, 20 years, 25 years or more.
Yeah.
Well, see
Yeah.
what you've started. See what you started.
Yeah.
Holiday Inn. Carnegie Hall concert weekend.
Yeah, it was a great week.
Yes, it was.
It was kind of hard to believe that they managed to pull it off, huh?
Yeah, and it went off well.
It did.
Very, very well.
Maynard is I haven't seen that many mustache musicians, but Maynard was always my favorite. Barry, I love too, but Maynard taught every day at Xavier and played every night and had about six or seven kids.
Dave Weibel in the pink shirt.
Is that who that is? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Dave Weibel, Maynard, myself,
That's
and
Weibel?
players
Yeah.
Neil Tidwell, we just was talking about.
I wish I'd known him. I wish I'd known him. Oh well.
One night I remember at the Mustache on Bourbon Street, to fill in time or whatever, Neil played 12th Street Rag solo on the tuba.
Really?
I kept expecting to see his liver come out through the bell. You know, it's like,
He used to do this thing from Fiddler on a Roof, If I Were a Rich Man.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Do it as a tuba solo, but at the ends of the phrases, what he would do, he'd be playing a note, but then singing another note,
Yeah.
and knew exactly when to do it. So the harmonics would come in, you'd hear three notes.
Yeah.
Tuba, his singing, and the harmonics. So it sounded like three instruments, but it was really just one. He was amazing doing that.
Yeah.
You ever heard
Bergeron-
that done, Kim? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Bergeron could do that. He did it on trombone, and it was the first time I ever heard it. I nearly fainted. It was really fun, really interesting.
Well, yeah. When you first hear it, you think it's unbelievable. What's going
But
on?
that-
He's playing a tuba, and I hear three notes.
Yeah, what you just
Same
described.
time.
What you just described is only the second time I've ever heard anybody talk about it. Yeah.
And you can't. The only reason I explained that just now is because I knew there was at least one person who would understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, it has to do with the physics of the thing. You have to get they have to get the what do you call it, the cycles per second exactly at the right ratio, and then that third note appears.
But he would do like a string of notes, da 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 da.
Yeah, if you
and
get it
all
right,
three notes would go up.
If you do it right, you can get the whole thing to move at the same time, right?
That's what he would do. It was amazing.
Very strange, yeah.
I know this is a bar song from the 25th reunion.
That's New Haven.
I don't know the people dancing though.
Well, the second guy from the left is Doug Grisend. He lives in Ohio. He had worked at the Denver club. And the guy
Second
right in
guy
the
from
middle
the left?
hat clapping is McBride. The other ones I don't know.
Okay.
The guy in the middle looks familiar.
That's Ken.
Kent.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
with the hat clapping his hands, that's Kent
Oh,
McBride.
that's Kent. Wow. I never seen Kent that thin.
The guy second from the left in the blue shirt with the hat on is Doug Grisend. He lives in
And I
Ohio
think-
now. He worked at Denver club years and years ago.
The guy in the bottom right watching the band, that looks like Ron Sater.
It
Yeah,
is.
it does.
Yeah.
I'll bet you're right.
Yeah. What is a big difference between the 25th and the 50th, huh?
Yeah, 25 years.
Yeah. I was just talking about like the.
Good. Good. Go to the head of the class.
And we
Yeah.
all got older.
But even between the 50th and the 60th, there was a big difference too.
The
Wow.
biggest difference was less people because they died.
That's right.
Guy that couldn't travel anymore, like me and Snake and so many of us.
Yeah.
That's
I
true
can't
too,
travel
Mike.
anymore.
And the old.
There it is.
That was a
How
great
old is
dancer
that
case.
case?
It looks like they dragged it behind the bus.
I think that's natural wear and tear.
That's character, babe.
Kind of like us, huh?
One time I had a banjo case that was worn so much, I had so much air conditioning tape on it, you thought it was an air conditioner.
Yes.
Wow. That's,
Now, Joel talked about it at the reunion. I have him talking about the case on another video, but I don't have that here right now. So.
I wonder who came up with the idea of using circus letters for everything, like the fire trucks and the signage. This.
I don't know, but it was well done.
It kind of gives you that
Yeah.
1890s feel, you know, like something prior to this century, you know.
I don't know, but I would bet you that Joel had a hand in it.
Right.
Well, you figure the songs, even though we're playing them in the 60s, 70s, all the songs were like from the 10s, 20s, the gay 90s on up, you know, so it's.
Mike, are you getting snow out here?
What's that?
Are you getting
That's
snow?
Denver.
Yeah,
Well,
we're
since
getting
it's,
snow
since
here. It's
Denver's
still
snowing
snowing.
so bad, let's look at Mike.
That's Denver Club. Bruce
LeBeau?
Wilson,
Wilson.
Mike Gentry, Gene LeBeau, and Joe Petrocelli.
Wow, Joe Petrocelli.
Yeah, he was originally a tuba player. He has
Yeah.
a degree in music performance on tuba from CU Boulder, but he switched to banjo at the Mustache years ago. And he can still pull it off on tuba like he did at Carnegie Hall, but he doesn't play it much.
With that background, he went into police work?
That's Denver.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he loved being a detective.
Oh yeah. He was a cop for almost 40 years. He's retired now.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just wondering. But his background, educational background was musical. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, he has a degree in music performance on tuba from CU Boulder.
And Mike
Probably-
Gentry started on tuba.
Mhm.
really?
And Joe's tuba was made in something like Czechoslovakia or Hungary in 1888, and he bought it from Gene LeBeau 50 years ago.
Hmm.
He had it at Carnegie Hall.
Huh.
Okay.
Hey, Mike, are you getting snow again?
Well, it's been snowing on and off all day here,
Yes,
and
snow?
right now I'm looking out a window and it's coming down. It's pretty light, but it comes and goes from light to dark to heavy to light to whatever.
We'll
But
get another foot.
we've got about 14 inches of snow here, I suppose, 15 maybe.
Oh,
What club is this?
well, it's not New York, I'll tell you that.
It's not
No.
Denver either.
I'm guessing St. Louis.
Yeah.
But I bet, see the banner up top?
Yeah.
That banner or one just like it that the show band used to carry with them all the time.
Okay.
I mean, if it's not that banner, it's one exactly like it.
Huh. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
that
just
kind of looks
all the
like
way
the
off.
layout. That's similar to the layout of the stage and tables and stuff in Denver, but I don't, with the piano in the background and the tables vertical out from the stage, but I don't recognize any of those people. So
Well, I recognize nobody, and and it had to be an old band early on because we're all sitting
Yeah.
down. They have string ties, and they use three
Right.
banjos, two banjos. I guess two banjos. I guess you're on the left playing a tuba.
The sign on the far right under the moose, you can barely make it up. It says Confederate hats $1.
Is that what
Oh.
that says, Confederate?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And
Has to be a Yankee establishment then.
yeah, it's probably New York, right? No, it's,
No, it's not New York.
I'm just joking. I think
That is definitely not New
New
York.
Orleans, so it might be St. Louis, you think?
Yes.
Not
I-
New Orleans.
If I was betting man, I'd say St. Louis.
Yeah.
I would think that's one of the early clubs like St. Louis or Chicago or somewhere, because I mean, the layout's similar to what we had in Denver, but it's definitely not Denver.
Yeah, I think I have the names something in my notes on that, but I can't see it with the screen up. Let me take it down. I can maybe see something here. Okay, pull it down again. Hold on. It says John McNulty, John McAnulty, John Williams, Tim Stewart, Al Lehman. Doesn't
I
sound
don't
familiar.
recognize any of those names. They
Yeah.
had to be pretty early.
Yeah, this is left to right, John McNulty, John Williams, Tim Stewart, Al Lehman.
Beats
I don't
me.
know any of those
So,
names.
whoever sent that in many moons ago had it
Hey,
titled.
Mike, that looks like your backyard.
No, that's my front yard about 4 hours ago.
Oh, really?
And
Oh,
it's
my
been
God.
snowing a lot since then, Ira. It's gonna
Huh?
snow all damn night,
Yeah.
but I don't have to go anywhere, so to hell with it.
Ira really misses that snow.
Yeah, right.
I don't. I don't
Oh,
know
God.
being out in that crap working in it.
It is pretty looking on
It's
TV.
gorgeous, it's beautiful, but
Yeah.
who wants to be out in that shit?
Oh, it looks a lot better on TV.
Yeah.
But you got a lot more coming, I think.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
another foot.
They
Yeah,
said
it's
it
been
all over
snowing
the
since 11
news.
o'clock last night. It's supposed to go on and off, light to dark, light to heavy through 8 or 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. So when I was right there is about 12 to 14 inches. When it's all said and done, who knows what we're gonna get, but
Spring's a week and a half away, Mike. It'll all be gone.
yeah, well, this is springtime in the Rockies a little bit early, Ira.
Yeah.
Down here in New Orleans, we're a cool 81 degrees.
Yeah, the hell with you.
Really?
Oh,
We're
yeah.
about 34, 35, 36.
Err.
I remember one Sunday night I was working at the mustache and it was sleeting, kind of like frozen rain. And God, there were so many accidents. The people
Oh.
couldn't handle it. It was crazy.
Were cars still going down Bourbon then, or was it closed off?
Well, Bourbon was closed off.
I remember when it was cars going down for a while. When club was there,
Could be.
but anyway, guys, I'm about to run.
Okay.
Take
Good
care.
to see you
See you
again.
next. See you
All
next.
right.
Hey, oh, happy Pie Day, man.
Good to see you, man.
St. Patty's Day.
Take care, Rick.
Well,
All right.
Yeah.
See you next week.
Next week.
Yeah, we're on for next week, right? Good.
Oh,
Yeah,
you there?
yeah, we'll be around.
Okay, here's a short Joel clip.
I got a gig next Thursday, so I'll have to miss it. But
Well, we'll miss you.
Ah, there you go.
So Joel, why a banjo? Why did you decide to play a banjo?
I didn't decide to play a banjo. My mom decided I had to play the banjo. I have no idea how she knew that. But my mom's work in strange ways, as all of us who had moms, I assume most of us have. She bought me a banjo when I was about 15 years old. I brought it upstairs in the closet, and I left it there for 5, 6, 7 years. I didn't play it. I didn't even see it. And one day, out of impulse, I took the banjo and I started to play it. And I went to I found a teacher and learned how to play the banjo. And then along came Your Father's Mustache. I played a lot. So that's the whole story. And here I am today, still playing the banjo. My God, that was a long time ago, huh?
Using the same banjo case, probably.
I don't know where you got that sweatshirt, but that's a logo for the Denver version of Your Father's Mustache Band that we developed about 45 years ago.
Somebody was giving those shirts away at the reunion. 'Cause I
Yeah,
went to ask for one, and they didn't have any more. They had a limited amount.
I've never seen those shirts before, and I've been part of that thing since the club in Denver closed in 75 or so. I remember when we had that logo made, I thought it was a crazy, ridiculous thing that the guy that develop the logo for us charged us something like $400 or $450, but it turned out to be a really great logo.
Denver closed in 75, Mike?
Something like that, 74, 75, 76, somewhere around there.
Well,
When did New
74.
Orleans burn down?
75.
75, okay,
And New York closed in January of 76.
right.
I remember going into Bull and Bush here in Denver on a Sunday night for the Jazz, and Wes Mix was there, and he told me that, and that was in July, I think, of 75. He told me the club in New Orleans had burned down
Yeah.
just a week or two before that.
Billy, did you go to the burning? Were you standing outside when the club was burning?
No, I had transferred. I was working. I had left New Orleans in that February, and I took a job with the government. I was living in Opelousas at that time, but I remember Ed Ali called me. That when it was burning.
Well, I'm standing outside on Bourbon Street watching the club burn, and while it's burning, the guy that owned Fritzel's, Dutch, comes up to me, introduced himself. He says, "So what are y'all gonna do?" Said, "Shit, I don't know. Our banjos are burning up right now."
Oh.
He said, "When can you start at my place?" I said, "Tomorrow night." That was so we missed one night.
Hey, Barry, he owned
We're working the next night.
Barry, didn't Dutch own 3 or 4 bars or more down there in the quarter?
No.
Well, I think for some reason his name sounds familiar, but I don't know why.
Yeah, we were
Barry.
working the next night.
Did you replace somebody at Fritzel's?
No, I don't know. I didn't ask that question. He said show up tomorrow night. So we showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was sad, standing out there watching the place burn.
Oh boy.
That was sad.
If I would have been there, I would have got down there. But no, I was just before I went to Opelousas, I was working at a TV station on Canal Street. I would have been there in a flash.
Well, I had a banjo burn up. Buzzy had a banjo burn up, and we had a tuba that got destroyed.
Loyola tuba, no less.
Huh?
A Loyola tuba. Charlie.
Yeah. Charlie Hernandez.
Did any of the places adjacent to it get burned?
No, they had those firewalls that they built in the 1800s, and that's
wow.
next door.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's brick in between. There's brick columns in between each building, even though the buildings are a lot of wood inside of them. There's a lot of brick and stucco in the French Quarter.
That would have broken my heart if I was in that club watching it burn down.
Well, it did. It did. But like Maynard Chatter says, he says, Barry, he said, that might be the best thing that ever happened to us. I said, what do you mean? He said, because if the mustache was still open, we'd all be dead.
Yeah.
Wow.
No,
Nice shirt, Barry.
That's a Motley Crue.
Yeah, my shirt stands up with you three guys.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, man.
What was that, like 87 reunion, maybe?
That was
I think
87.
that's
87.
Connecticut.
Yes.
The first Connecticut.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to.
Look at
Just got a message that my grandkids are showing up at the front door. So,
Okay. See
Hey,
you
we'll
next
see y'all next week.
okay.
Take care,
Okay.
y'all.
Take care,
Guys.
Billy.
See y'all.
Good.
See you next week.
I'll see everybody next
Thank you,
week. I'll
Tom.
send
Thank you, Bill.
On Tuesday.
Bye-bye.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
thanks, Tom and Bill, for doing this.